Hello, my beautiful rock stars. It's your girl Rocqi, your revolutionary hippie from LifeIsRocqi. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, I think this is following my Art is Life video where I talk about how the fact that my room is an art museum. And as I was approaching my 30s and approaching motherhood, I was like, I really want to make sure that I know who I am so that way I don't lose myself. Now, I definitely don't feel like I lost myself whatsoever. But going back to work has allowed me more resources to cater to myself. So, that being said, I've started to go to performances, and I went to Alvin Ailey with my husband. I was totally fine going by myself, but he wanted to come too because he's a dancer. But yeah, so we went to the Alvin Ailey performance, and then it was last night. Yeah, last night I went to a play by Lorraine Hansberry. And even though both of these artists have now transitioned and are ancestors, thank you for your work, ancestors. Um, their work lives on, right? And to be able to see the creations of them, one, it was like, man, they were still talking about the same stuff we talking about today. Like, bruh. But sorry, my daughter's sleeping, so I gotta make sure she stays down. But there was also such beauty to being in those experiences that reminded me of who I am as an artist. Like my original art, like I um always was a writer for sure. But I also loved the theater. I was acting in middle school and in elementary, and I loved it. Um, and then I loved to dance. I danced all through high school and in college. And then I've added visual artistry. This is my latest one. um, and then I have a couple pieces behind me that are mine too. But it was just a moment of reflection of like, this is my element. I need to go to musicals, plays, dance performances, art museums. Like, this is where I feel home. This is where I feel safe. This is where I feel free. This is where I feel connected. And it's interesting because both Alvin Ailey and Lorraine Hansberry were queer, and I'm queer. And when I was attending that play last night, of those actresses, I was like, I'm getting some queer energy like multiple times over. But so there's freedom in that too, and the creativity and the exploration of who we are. So I'm glad that I was able to attend. It was like, the play was phenomenal. One, I was like, this is way better than movies. Like, the acting is so intense, and then it was an intimate setting, so they were like literally right in front of me. Like, I could see the sweat. And like, just, oh my gosh, like, theater acting is just a lot more intense and back to back, and just like the breadth of actors who were just in their element and just going above and beyond was just amazing. And I was like, I definitely need to go to more plays. What have I been doing with my life? I think the last play I went to was on one of my dates with the first woman I ever dated. I think we went to see For Color Girls, and then we also went to see The Black Cinderella. Um, so, and I knew, like, going, like, the fact that I could go to that, and that's what she wanted to go to as well. Like, my husband, that's not necessarily what he would plan. Like, he was on the concert comedy show tip, not the play musical tip. Um, so yeah, but it's definitely something as a part of my self care, something that I need to do for myself, and I love it. I love being in that artistic space because I mean, it's all about interpretation at the end of the day, but it speaks to my spirit so much more than concerts or comedy shows. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel it much more deeply. Hmm. Um, and the museums. So yeah, so my husband and I went to the Smithsonian's National African American Museum of History and Culture. But I also just went to a museum in Berkeley that was having an exhibit on Black American quilts. So check out those videos. Oh, I forgot to put this on full. Somehow the ratio that I'm recording in doesn't allow me to post videos at the end on YouTube. I forgot to double check it, but yeah. Um, man, I mean, it is what it is now. But yeah. So, what was I saying? And then I think for another me date, I want to go to the Black Panther Museum. My husband also will probably want to go to that. But I think I'm gonna just go by myself first. Just because it's something that I want to do and it's something that I'm planning out and prioritizing. So I don't want to delay that being dependent on someone else, you know. And it's interesting, like what people like too, because like I was talking to my niece, and she went to see the hip hop Nutcracker in DC, and I was like, oh my god, I would love to see that, like a black ballet. Are you kidding me? I would love to see that. But she wasn't into it. She was like, did you know they didn't talk? And I was like, well, yeah. And I was like, yeah, this is the point of dance and performances. You have the music and the dance. And I was like, I would love it. So it's interesting what people enjoy of the artistic spaces. But dance performances, plays, and musicals are definitely in my bag. So the next musical I'm looking at is MJ the Musical. Definitely want to hit that up. And like when I go to these things, I want to sit in the front. I do not want to be in the balcony. I don't want to be in the back. I want to be in the front, seeing what the action is. So if I gotta pay for it, I gotta pay for it. You know, meaning extra, because it's worth it. It's worth it for the experience for me. So I'm glad that I'm able to take care of myself in that way and get back to that part of myself that I didn't lose, but I just didn't have the means to provide. So let me know what you think of plays, musicals, dance performances. You know, one that I really should have gone and seen, Hamilton, when they were in the city in San Francisco with the original cast. Like I didn't know. Like I had clients who were talking about it, but I didn't know that it was what it was. And like to this date, that's one of my favorite musicals. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so thankful they released it on Disney. My other top musicals, so you have your live action, then you have your animated, because I'm a big kid. But my other top live action would be Little Shop of Horrors. Come on, Tisha Campbell and Tichina Arnold, they be in that chorus, but of course all the other singers too. But Little Shop of Horrors is that's my thing. I would also say Dreamgirls for sure. They be getting down. Let's see. Brandy Whitney Houston Cinderella. That's in my cup. Um, what else live action would I say? So yeah, Hamilton, Dreamgirls, Cinderella, Little Shop of Horrors. I can't think of any else right now. Animated, Hercules. I love Hercules. Lion King 2 is up there. The Lion King in addition is up there. Let's see. What of the other Disney animated ones that I like? You know what's one that's coming to mind? It's not even deemed a musical, but Oliver and Company. They have some funky songs in there. They did. I'm trying to go through the Disney catalog. Like, oh, Encanto, of course, which is another Lin-Manuel Miranda, him, another creation by him. So Encanto, of course. I respect Frozen, but that's not something I repeatedly watch. I respect the songs. It's not something I repeatedly watch. Encanto, I can repeatedly watch that one. That's all I can think of right now. But what are your favorite musicals? Do you have favorite plays? And I also definitely want to give a shout out to my parents, specifically my dad. When you are raised in a culture of culture, it allows you to know more possibilities as an adult. So as a teenager, my dad was taking us to plays, not necessarily musicals, but plays. And I don't remember all of them at all, but I remember one was really nice because we're from the DMV. So during the intermission, and it was like the stage was like on a cruise ship. So during the intermission, Chuck Brown, who's the godfather of go-go, came out and was playing, and that was our intermission. So that was like a surprise. Nobody knew what was happening. That was pretty awesome. But I don't really remember what the plays were about. I just remember going. Oh my God, I did see The Lion King in DC. I saw it by myself before I moved to California. I was like, oh my God, they're coming. I need to see this. And oh my God, and I sat in the front. I was like in the fourth row. And like, oh my God, like that spoke to my whole spirit. Oh, Jesus. But that was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I think I was going to take my husband right before the pandemic hit. Because I know he would love that. But, top notch Lion King stage performance. Top notch. But let's see. So yeah, I don't really remember any plays that he took me to. I just remember going and it being like dress up and be in the city and have dinner and be all fancy and stuff and cultured. But I don't remember like enjoying the plays, so to say. Oh, wait, we went to see Medea Goes to Jail. Okay, I did enjoy that one. Medea Goes to Jail was hilarious. And like stage, not movie, stage. Like when he was first starting off. So that was hilarious. And I think my parents did go to see Diary of a Mad Black Woman by themselves, and then they took me to go see Medea Goes to Jail. So that was actually pretty funny. Yeah, I do remember that one. That one I did enjoy. But the one last night, it was called Les Blancs, by Lorraine Hansberry. That was unexpectedly hilarious. Had me on the edge of my seat cracking up. But that hands down was my favorite play thus far, because the depth of it, the concepts that it was talking about, just the dialogue, and it blew me away. I did not expect that at all. I also went to plays and performances and stuff when I was at Hampton. More dance performances I went to. I don't think I went to that many plays or musicals. It was more the dance performances that I went to. And then when I was in middle school, I was the best friend of the main character in 7th grade, which meant I had a lot of lines and no mic, and people still heard me because projection. And I had so much fun with that, and I loved it, and I loved becoming someone else and encompassing another story. And then in 8th grade, I was the lead in a one-act play, and then I was also a dancer in Aladdin. And our director wanted me to be Jasmine, but I was like, girl, I can't sing. Jasmine need to sing. So yeah, I definitely, and it was like, I was doing so well in acting that we were questioning if I was going to go to a performing arts school for high school. And I was like, I want a childhood. Nah. But definitely think, especially once the kids are older and stuff, just community theater, I definitely think I would enjoy doing that just recreationally. But for now, I do enjoy going back into this space. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I remember any other plays. I know one play had Brian White from Stomp the Yard and Michelle Williams from Destiny's Child. Like, yeah. So that was really cool. But yeah, Medea Goes to Jail was funny, but Les Blancs was hilarious and unexpected. So I really enjoyed that, and I'm excited to continue to go. So yeah, MJ the Musical is on my list, but let me know which plays and musicals I should check out. Let me know what dance performances I should check out. I really want to go to the Dance Theater of Harlem at one point. Definitely the hip hop Nutcracker. Definitely want to see that at some point. I would love to see Lion King again with my husband. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, other things that I should check out, what your favorites are, what your experiences are growing up as an adult. Yeah, just let me know. And also museums. What do you like in museums? I like when they explain stuff in museums. Like just looking at it without any context. Like I want to know the context of the artist. Like what was their experience in creating this? You know, like I want to know that history. So I appreciate that. Or if there's like a theme to the exhibit, like I was saying with the quilts, like I wanted to know why quilts. Why did we choose quilts instead of just blankets? You know, what about quilts? And like thinking about it, I'm like, well, you know, enslaved, they got scraps of fabric, they couldn't afford much, and then they were making a quilt so it had a little bit more cushion, I guess, for warmth, you know. But yeah, interesting stuff. Check out my other videos, like I said, about the quilts and Black Americans having a culture. Shout out to the Harlem Renaissance and the Black Arts Movement. I will be making a separate video about those two movements because it's something pretty special. And I'm just diving into Black American culture and history and just being me. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Take care of you. Light and love.